Hi everyone. I'm Maiko from Susan's family. Today I'll teach you how to make this sweater from the Retro Nostalgia series, the Changyu Motif Patchwork Cardigan. For this electronic tutorial, you can check it out on the VX mini program by searching for susodiy.com. This cardigan comes in long and short versions. The crochet method is identical, but the number of motifs, stitches, and rows are different. The garment is divided into the back piece, the left front piece, the right front piece, the sleeves, the front band, and the edging. The left and right sides of the garment refer to the left and right when the garment is being worn. Start by crocheting the back piece. Then crochet the left and right front pieces, followed by crocheting the sleeves, and connect it to the body. Finally, crochet the front band and edging. The tutorial uses a short version as an example for explanation. For the long version, you can refer to the video demonstration. First, learn the crocheting method. Then, refer to the pattern to crochet. Start by learning how to crochet the back piece. Let's take a look at the finished product. The back piece is divided into Motif 1, the first section, the second section, and Motif 2. Start by crocheting Motif 1. Then, along the left and right sides of Motif 1, crochet the first section and the second section respectively. Finally, crochet Motif 2. The outer edge is crocheted and connected to the other parts. The stitch techniques used include chain stitch, double crochet, half double crochet, slip stitch. Now, please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. First, we will crochet Motif 1. Motif 1 starts with a chain ring method. Crochet counterclockwise in a circular pattern outward. Some rounds require color changes. Each round is crocheted alternately on the right and wrong sides. Now, please watch as I demonstrate the crocheting technique. To make it easier for everyone to see clearly, I will demonstrate using cotton yarn here. Colors randomly. For specific yarn, color schemes, and crochet hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. First, foundation chain. Hold the yarn with left hand. Right hand holds the hook. Make a knot first. This knot does not count as a stitch. Gently tighten. Then start with 3 chain stitches. You can work them a little loose, which makes it more convenient for picking up stitches later. Now, insert the hook into the half loop of the first chain stitch on top, and make a slip stitch. That completes the foundation chain. Next, we'll work on the first round. Start with chain 3 as the beginning chain for double crochet. Follow the stitch pattern on the chart in a counterclockwise order. Yarn over, and insert the hook into the center of the ring. Crochet 2 double crochets. Make sure to wrap the yarn tail from the starting chain as you work. Then, chain 3. Follow with 3 double crochets. Repeat this sequence 2 times. Then, crochet 1 chain stitch. Finally, end at the position of the third chain stitch of the beginning chain. Pick up 2 strands and insert the hook. Work 1/2 double crochet. The first round is now complete. Trim off the excess yarn tail. Let's consider the side with clearer texture as the right side of the piece. This will be the front of the fabric. Moving forward, you can use the texture of the first round of the motif to identify the front and back of the piece. This helps determine the orientation of the fabric. Now, move on to the second round. Chain 3 to start. Turn the workpiece counterclockwise. The chart shows the stitches in a clockwise direction. In practice, you'll be crocheting counterclockwise on the wrong side. Next, work 2 double crochets. Yarn over. Insert the hook into the hole below. Work 2 double crochets. Then, make 1 chain stitch. Skip the next 3 double crochet stitches. Work 3 double crochets into the hole below. Make 3 chain stitches. Then, work 3 double crochets. Continue following the chart to complete the remaining stitches. Work the last 3 double crochets into the starting hole. At the position of the third chain stitch from the beginning chain, work 1 slip stitch. Pull tight. Since you will be switching colors for the next round, you need to secure with 1 chain stitch. Leave about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. The second round is now completed. Let's move on to the third round. First, refer to the pattern and take the corresponding color of yarn. The colors for this swatch are random. Join the yarn first. Make a slip knot with the yarn. Slightly tighten the loop. Leave about 5 centimeters of the tail end. Pick up the fabric piece. Locate the wrong side of the second round. Insert the hook into the chain space on the left where the slip stitch was just made. Draw the new loop through. Tighten the tail end. The yarn is now successfully joined. Start crocheting the third round. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. For this round, the stitches are worked counterclockwise, in the same chain space, where the yarn was joined. Crochet 2 double crochets. Hide the remaining yarn tail on the wrong side following the texture. Make sure no tails or knots show on the right side. Next, work 1 chain. Skip the next 3 double crochet stitches. In the following space below, crochet 3 double crochets. Then work 1 chain. Again, skip the next 3 double crochet stitches. In the following space, crochet 3 double crochets. Work 3 chains. Follow with 3 double crochets. Refer to the chart and complete this round all the way down. Since the next round requires switching colors, secure with 1 chain stitch. Then leave a 5 cm tail, and cut the yarn. The third round is complete. Below, I'll use this sample to explain the remaining rounds. Refer to the chart for motif 1, and the color scheme, matching up accordingly. Work in rounds, alternating between the right and wrong sides. When crocheting on the right side, view the diagram counterclockwise. When crocheting on the wrong side, view the diagram clockwise. Note that the chart only shows rounds 1 through 9. After completing round 9, continue round 10 with the same stitch pattern as round 4. Subsequent rounds follow in sequence. 6 rounds make up one group of repeats. For switching colors, use 2 rounds of main color yarn, followed by 1 round of contrasting color yarn. The main color stays consistent throughout. Change the contrasting color according to the color chart in sequence. At the end of the first round with the main color, connect using a half double crochet. At the end of the second round, finish with a slip stitch and break the yarn. For the contrasting color rounds, simply finish with a slip stitch and cut the yarn. The final round is crocheted on the right side. End by connecting with a half double crochet. Do not fasten off the yarn. Pay attention, after completing the 5th round, measure the motif's dimension. Compare it with the size provided in the diagram. If there's a significant difference, adjust your tension and crochet again. This will prevent affecting the finished product's size. All the stitches needed have been demonstrated before. Everyone can complete them on their own. Up to this point, the crocheting method for motif 1 is now complete. Next, we'll work on the first part, starting from where motif 1 ends. Continue with the first part. I'll explain using this sample swatch. The sample swatch has fewer rounds for demonstration purposes only. It's just to show the method. Let's start with row 1. Chain 3 as the beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Crochet 2 double crochets into the chain space. Make 1 chain stitch. Then skip 3 stitch spaces of the double crochets. In the bottom space, crochet 3 double crochets. The rest follows the same pattern. Continue crocheting until you reach the position of the left 3 chain spaces. Crochet 2 double crochets in there. Since the next row will follow the color change pattern for motif 2, switch to a new yarn. Therefore, for the last stitch, crochet 1 incomplete double crochet, wrap the hook around the circle. Insert it into the chain space. Wrap around again, pull the yarn through. Yarn over again. Draw the yarn through the previous 2 loops. This is an incomplete double crochet. Pause crocheting with the main color yarn. Take the corresponding color yarn. Hook the yarn out. Adjust it a little. That completes the double crochet and finishes switching colors. Leave about 5 centimeters of the main color yarn tail, then fasten off. The first row is now complete. Let's move on to the second row. Chain 3 as a beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Crochet 1 chain stitch. Skip the first 3 stitches of the double crochets. In the chain space below, crochet 3 double crochets. Continue working following this pattern. Finally, at the top of the beginning chain, crochet an incomplete double crochet. Switch to the main color yarn to complete this double crochet. Work in the same way as before. When crocheting back and forth, switch colors as needed. Follow this method for all subsequent rows. Finally, leave about 5 centimeters of the new yarn and fasten off. The second row is now complete. Let's proceed to the third row. Chain 3 as a beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Crochet 2 double crochets into the chain space. Chain 1. Then skip the next 3 double crochet stitches. Crochet 3 double crochets into the next available space below. Continue in the same pattern for the rest of the row. Keep it going. The last 3 double crochets should all go into the chain space. Since there's no color change needed for the next row, simply finish the last double crochet as usual. For the next row, just start with a beginning chain and turn the work piece. That's it for the third row. For the following rows, just refer to the chart and crochet the corresponding stitches. The color changing method was demonstrated earlier. Please refer to the previous demonstration. Crochet the remaining rows accordingly. At the end, leave a tail of about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. Weave in the ends on your own. Up to this point, the explanation for the first part is complete. Next, we will make the second part. Let's take a look at the sample. On the already crocheted first part, crochet the second part on the symmetrical side. Place motif 1 with the wrong side facing up. Join yarn in the chain space of the 3 chains on the right side. Attach the yarn and work back and forth. The switching colors and crocheting method are identical to the first part. I will not repeat the demonstration. Refer to the chart and complete the second part on your own. Up to this point, the explanation of the second part is complete. Next, we will crochet motif 2. Let's take a look at the finished product. Start with a chain ring method. Crochet counterclockwise in a circular pattern outward. For rounds 1 through 4, change colors for each round. The color combinations are random, and no color should repeat. Since round 5 uses the main color yarn, therefore, use less of the main color yarn in the first 4 rounds. You can focus on crocheting rounds 1 to 4 of motif 2 first. After planning the color scheme, crochet round 5 together for the connection. The new stitches that appear are DC3 bobble, treble crochet. Below, please watch as I demonstrate the specific crochet method. First, start with a slip knot. Crochet 3 chain stitches. Insert the hook into the back loop of the first chain stitch. Work a slip stitch. That completes the starting chain. Now let's work on round 1. Start by making 3 beginning chains. Next, insert the hook into the center of the ring. Crochet the corresponding number of double crochets. Finally, work a slip stitch in the top of the beginning chain. Tighten the yarn. Since the next round involves changing colors, crochet 1 chain stitch to secure it. Leave a tail of about 5 centimeters. Cut the yarn. That completes round 1. Trim off the excess tail from the starting chain. The side with clearer texture will serve as the right side of the piece. You can later identify the front and back of the fabric by the texture of the first round of the motif. This helps determine the orientation of the workpiece. Move on to crochet round 2. Take the new yarn. Make a slip knot. Join the yarn at the slip stitch from round 1. This round introduces a new stitch technique. It's called the DC3 bobble. I'll simply refer to it as the bobble stitch. The first bobble stitch includes the turning chain, so it's a bit special. Start with 2 chains as the beginning chain. Then in the same space, work 2 incomplete double crochets. At this point, there will be 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, and pull through all the loops on your hook one by one. That completes the special bobble stitch. Next is 1 chain. Now we move on to regular bobble stitches. In the next stitch, work 3 incomplete double crochets. At this point, there will be 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, and pull through all the loops on your hook one by one. That completes a bobble stitch. Moving forward, follow the pattern with 1 chain, then 1 bobble stitch as instructed in the chart. Work this round completely. Finally, slip stitch into the last stitch of the bobble stitch. This is the stitch to the left of the turning chain. Pull tight. Then crochet 1 chain stitch, and cut the yarn. That completes the second round. For the third round, join the yarn with a slip stitch in the chain space on the left side of the second round. Insert the hook and attach the yarn. Work in the pattern of 1 bobble stitch, followed by 2 chain stitches. The stitch technique is identical to the second round. I will not repeat the demonstration. Refer to the chart and finish this round on your own. Then cut the yarn. Next, let's work the fourth round. Take the new yarn. Tie a knot. And join the yarn. Insert the hook into the chain space on the right side of the slip stitch. Crochet 4 chain stitches as the beginning chains for the treble crochet. Then work 2 treble crochets in the same chain space. Yarn over the hook twice. Then insert into the hole. Yarn over. And pull through. At this point, there are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat this 3 times. And you will have completed 1 treble crochet. I'll demonstrate it again. Yarn over the hook twice. And draw the yarn through. There are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. And 1 treble crochet is completed. Next, make 1 chain stitch. Crochet 3 double crochets in the hole below. Then, make 1 chain stitch. Crochet 3 half double crochets in the hole below. Make 1 chain stitch. Crochet 3 double crochets in the hole below. Then, make 1 chain stitch. Crochet 3 treble crochets in the hole below. Now you've reached the corner. Chain 3. Then, in the same hole, crochet 3 treble crochets. One side of the motif is now complete. For the remaining 3 sides, follow the pattern chart to finish them. Finally, join with a slip stitch above the turning chain. Pull tight. Cut the yarn. The 4th round is now completed. Now let's move on to the 5th round. Refer to the structure diagram. The quantity of motif 2 differs between the long and short versions. However, the joining method is identical. Both start connecting from the corner below the first section. Please pay attention. For the long version, you will encounter 4 motif 2s connected together. In this situation, please watch as I demonstrate the technique for crocheting and joining as you go. I will use these 2 swatches to demonstrate the method of crocheting and joining simultaneously. This part represents motif 1. This part represents the first section. This motif is a round 1 to round 4 of motif 2. Take the main color yarn. Tie a knot. On motif 2. On the right side of the chain space from the slip stitch in round 4, join the yarn. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. Then work 2 double crochets in the same space. Next, this chain will be used for joining. When joining, replace the chain with a slip stitch to connect the pieces. Place the wrong sides of the fabric facing each other. Refer to the chart to find the insertion point. It is the edge of the second to last row of the first section. Insert the hook into this position. Yarn over and draw through. Make a slip stitch. The join is now complete. Then go back to the current piece and work 3 double crochets. Next, you'll reach another joining position. Let me demonstrate it again. Skip one row. In the chain space, join with a slip stitch. Continue back on the current piece. Work 3 double crochets. The next join will be at the corner of motif 1. Insert your hook into the chain space made by 3 chain stitches, and connect it. All the following joins will be in these chain spaces created by 1 chain stitch. When you reach the corner of motif 2, you need to work 3 chain stitches. This middle chain stitch can be replaced with a slip stitch. Start with 1 chain stitch. Then join with a slip stitch. After completing the join, work another chain stitch. In the same space, crochet 3 double crochets. This completes the corner join. Use this same method for all subsequent corner joins. Then continue crocheting as usual. When you reach the final corner, connect it using the same corner joining method. Start with 1 chain stitch. Insert the hook into the first part, in the last row at this double crochet stitch. Make 1 slip stitch to join. Then work 1 chain stitch. Pull through the top of the standing stitch. Tighten the yarn. This completes the 5th round. Take a look, on this side of motif 2. It is now connected to the side seam of motif 1, and the first section. Next, we will crochet the 5th round connection for the second motif 2. Note that, for all subsequent motif 2s, they need to be connected to both sides of the motif. First, take the main color yarn. Tie a knot. And insert it into the hole on the right side of the slip stitch from the 4th round of motif 2. Insert the hook and join the yarn here. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. Then, in the same hole, crochet 2 double crochets. When you reach the connecting position, make the connection. Pay attention. Connect in the hole on the left side of the previous connection point. The method is identical to the first motif. In my swatch, there aren't enough rows here, but normally, you should continue at the corner, and join with a slip stitch once more. I will continue crocheting here. When you reach the last edge, connect it to the previous motif. First, finish the next 2 edges. Then move on to the last edge. Start by connecting the corresponding corners of the 2 motifs. The method is the same as before. Begin with 1 chain stitch. Then place the 2 fabric pieces with their wrong sides facing each other. Insert the hook into the corner hole of the previous motif 2. Crochet a slip stitch. Then crochet 1 more chain stitch. Work 3 double crochets in the same hole. The connection between motifs is always done on a chain stitch. When you reach the chain stitch, replace it with a slip stitch for the connection. Continue with 3 more double crochets. For the last connecting point, it will be at the corner hole, where motif 1 connects to the previous motif 2. This is the corner hole used for joining. Crochet 1 chain stitch. Connect. Crochet 1 more chain stitch. Slip stitch at the top of the standing stitch. Tighten. The second motif 2 is now complete. For the remaining motif 2s in the first row, follow the same joining method used for the second motif 2. Refer to the previous demonstration. Follow the chart to complete the connections. Please note that for longer motifs, you may encounter 4 motif 2s meeting. At the corners, the connection is done by inserting your hook into the same position as the first join and making a slip stitch. Simply join with a slip stitch in the corresponding spot used for the initial connection. The exact insertion point can also be adjusted based on the actual situation. Just ensure that the corner connections are neat and visually appealing. Follow the structural diagram to crochet the corresponding number of motif 2s and connect them properly properly. Once this is done, the back piece will be complete. Next, we'll learn how to crochet the left and right front pieces. Let's take a look at the finished product. First, refer to the structural diagram. Crochet and join the corresponding number of motif 2s as you go. Pay attention to the sides of the two motifs that correspond to the armhole. Do not connect these to the back piece. The position for shoulder connection is similar to the connection point of the first motif 2. You can follow the chart instructions for proper alignment and connection. For connections between motif 2s, you can refer to the second motif connection video. The principle is the same. Then, along the already connected left and right front motif 2s and the side edges of the back piece with motif 1s, pick up stitches and crochet back and forth for the third section. The crochet technique and connection for motif 2 have been demonstrated before. You can refer to the earlier videos to crochet. The pattern for the third section is identical to the first and second sections. The only difference is in the first row, where the stitches are picked up. Here, I will only demonstrate the stitch picking technique for the first row. Let's look at the structural diagram. On the far right corner of the front side of the garment, join the yarn at the corner of the motif. The left and right here refer to the garment when worn. I will use the side edge of motif 2 from this small sample to demonstrate the stitch picking technique for the first row of the third section. Take the main color yarn, tie a knot, and locate the corner of motif 2 on the far right of the front side of the garment. Join the yarn. And make 3 chains as the beginning chain. Then work 2 double crochets in the same chain space. Next, everyone follow the chart and crochet until you reach the connection point between two motifs. After that, work the first double crochet into the corner of the adjacent motif. The second double crochet into the slip stitch. And the third double crochet into the corner of the next motif. Continue crocheting. And when you reach the connection point between two motifs again, I will demonstrate it one more time. Work 1 double crochet into the corner of the previous motif. The second one into the slip stitch. And the third one into the corner of the next motif. From here on, everyone follow this method to finish the first row of picked up stitches. For the remaining rows, refer to the pattern and work back and forth. Don't forget to change colors according to the color chart. Up to this point, the third section is now complete. Next, we will crochet the sleeves. Let's take a look at the finished product. It is divided into the sleeve body and the cuff. We will start by crocheting the sleeve body. We will start from the foundation chain, then work back and forth along the foundation chain. After completing the sleeve body, connect the two sides of the sleeve body together. Next, start a new row along the edge of the sleeve body, and crochet the cuff in rounds. Finally, attach it to the body. The new stitches used include DC2 in 1, DC3 in 1, and front post double crochet. Now, please watch as I demonstrate the crocheting method. First, create a foundation chain, make a slip knot, and pull tight. 1, 2, 3, Continue crocheting until you reach the required number of stitches. Here, my sample has fewer starting chains. Refer to the chart for the exact stitch count. That completes the foundation chain. Next, we'll work on row 1. Start by making 3 beginning chains. Then pick up the 5th chain from the left. Note: the loop on the hook is not included. I'll use a sewing needle to point out the position. 1, 2, 3, 5. At the 5th chain, pick up the back loop and work 1 DC2 in 1. That means working 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. One DC2 in 1 is now complete. Next, work 1 chain. Then skip 3 chain stitches. At the 4th chain position, pick the back loop and work a DC3 in 1. That means working 3 double crochets in 1 stitch. I'll use a sewing needle to point out the position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Work 3 double crochets in this chain position. That completes 1 DC3 in 1 stitch. Let me demonstrate it again. For the rest, follow the chart to complete this row. Work an incomplete double crochet for the last stitch. Change to the new yarn and finish the double crochet. End of the first row. For the remaining rows, refer to the pattern chart to complete them. The color change pattern is identical to fabric piece 2. All the stitch techniques involved have been demonstrated before. You can refer to the previous videos. Up to this point, the explanation of the sleeve body is complete. Next, we need to connect the flat sleeve pieces together. Place the 2 edges of the sleeve piece, with the right sides facing each other. Insert the hook through a few threads on the edges of both fabric pieces. Work in a pattern of 1 single crochet, followed by 3 chain stitches for the connection. Below, I will provide a method for connecting fabric pieces using single crochets and chains. Pay attention, the main demonstration in the video shows 3 chain stitches between each 2 single crochets in practice. You can start learning this technique. Please watch the demonstration. Taking the right front piece as an example, note that left and right front refers to the actual left and right sides when wearing the garment. Place the right front piece and the back piece with the right sides facing each other, with the wrong side facing out. You can start joining from either side. Overlap and align the shoulders. This swatch is the back piece, and this one is the right front piece. We'll start from this edge here, and continue joining until this double crochet position. On the back piece, this is the double crochet position. Insert the hook under a few threads of both fabric edges at the same time. Join the yarn. Work 1 chain. Crochet 1 single crochet at the joining spot. Then work 2 to 3 chains. I'm making 3 chains here. Leave a small distance apart. Insert the hook under a few threads of the fabric edge simultaneously. Continue with 1 single crochet. This distance is roughly the same as the length of the chains. Ensure the fabric piece doesn't shrink after completing it. And when you encounter carrying yarn, wrap the carried yarn into the stitches. The joining process alternates between 1 single crochet and 2 to 3 chains. Continue until this side is fully joined. After completing, fasten off the yarn. At this point, the explanation of connecting is finished. Below, we will start the first round. Here, I'll demonstrate using a sample swatch of the sleeve. When the number of stitches is small, take the corresponding yarn. Tie a knot. Locate the joining position. Insert the hook. Work 2 chains to start. Next, at the chain space, where there's a double crochet increase on the first row of the sleeve, work 1 double crochet. Then, in the hole on the left side, work 3 double crochets. Then, at the previously crocheted insertion point, work 1 double crochet. In the hole on the left side, work 3 double crochets. Continue crocheting following this pattern. In the last hole, work 2 double crochets. Then, at the already crocheted entry position, work 1 double crochet. For the last double crochet, crochet it in the chain position corresponding to the beginning chain braid. Next, work a slip stitch above the starting chain of this round. Pull tight. The first round is now complete. Next, move on to the second round. Make 2 chains that correspond to the starting chain below. Then, work a front post double crochet. Yarn over. Above the fabric piece, insert the hook into the first double crochet of the first round from the sleeve piece, entering from the right side, and pick up this double crochet from the outside. Come out on the left. Yarn over. Pull through. Enlarge the loop. There are 3 loops on your hook. Work a double crochet. 1 front post double crochet is now completed. Next, work a double crochet on the left side stitch. Pay attention to the corresponding stitches for the back post stitches. Leave them unworked. Next, it's another front post double crochet. I'll demonstrate it one more time. Yarn over. Insert the hook from the right side of the stitch above the fabric piece. Pick up this stitch. Yarn over. Pull through. Enlarge the loop. Work a double crochet. 1 front post double crochet is now done. Then on the left side of the stitch, work a double crochet. Next, follow with 1 front post double crochet, and continue in this pattern of 1 front post double crochet, and 1 double crochet as shown in the chart to complete the round. The last stitch is a front post double crochet. After completing it, slip stitch into the beginning chain. Pull tight. That's how you finish the second round. For the remaining rounds, refer to the pattern chart. Work even. Follow the same technique as round 2. For the front post crochet, insert your hook into the corresponding front post crochet below. Continue crocheting upward. After completing, fasten off normally. Weave in the ends on the wrong side of the piece. Up to this point, the cuff section is now complete. Once the sleeves are finished, place the side with the connection marks under the arm area. Then align the sleeves with the right side of the body. Secure the approximate connection points with a few stitch markers. You can refer to the previous demonstration for guidance. Connect the sleeve to the body properly. Up to this point, the explanation for the sleeves is now complete. Next, we will crochet the button bands. Let's take a look at the finished product. The button band consists of several motif 3s. It is also worked and joined simultaneously. Use the chain ring method to start. Crochet counterclockwise in a circular pattern, changing colors every round. The color scheme remains random. Make sure not to use the main color yarn. Below, please watch as I demonstrate the specific crochet technique. Start by crocheting 3 chains. Join the first stitch with a slip stitch to form a circle. The foundation chain is now complete. Begin working on the first round. Start by making 3 beginning chains. Then refer to the pattern and complete the corresponding stitches. Finish with 3 chain stitches. Slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain. Tighten the yarn. Crochet 1 more chain to secure. Leave about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. The first round is now complete. Let's take a look at the structure diagram. For the second round of motif 3, work and join along the side as you go. Start connecting from the corner of the right front band. I'll demonstrate using this swatch. The crocheting method for the second round of motif 3 is worked and joined simultaneously. This swatch represents the right front band. This part is motif 2. This part is the third section. Begin by inserting the hook at the corner of the right front band. Take a new yarn. Tie a knot. Insert the hook into the chain space to the right of the slip stitch from the previous round. Pull the yarn through. Chain 3 to start. Then work 2 double crochets in the same space. The crochet technique is similar to motif 1. Continue working downward. Keep going until you finish the first 2 edges. Now we've reached the third edge. It's time to connect it to the corner of the third section. Place the 2 pieces with their wrong sides facing each other. Refer to the chart to find the insertion point. Start with 1 chain stitch. Replace the middle chain stitch with a slip stitch. Then make 1 chain stitch. Continue by working 3 double crochets in the same space. Move to the next connecting position. Join with a slip stitch. Connect the corner hole of motif 3 to the corresponding corner. Finally, slip stitch into the beginning chain. Pull tight. That completes the second round. Here I will work these 3 double crochets. Let's call this a cluster. The connection pattern for motif 3 is 2 clusters correspond to 1 motif 3. Since there will be one extra cluster at the end, there will be one motif 3 that needs to connect 3 clusters. Below, I will demonstrate using the second motif 3 how to connect 3 clusters, and the crocheting method for connecting 2 sides. Please crochet the first round on your own first. Now let's crochet the second round. Take the new yarn. Tie a knot. Insert the hook into the chain space on the right side of the slip stitch. First, finish crocheting edges 1 and 2. Now we come to the edge that connects with the third section. Place the 2 fabric pieces with their wrong sides facing each other. Refer to the pattern to find the insertion point. It is the third chain space. 1, 2, 3. Crochet 1 chain stitch first. Then join with a slip stitch. Crochet another chain stitch. Then in the same chain space, crochet 3 double crochets. Next, you'll need to insert the hook into the middle of the motif's middle, specifically, into the double crochet stitch. Then continue crocheting the corresponding stitches. Next, when you reach the corner, at the hole where it connects with the first motif 3, insert the hook in the same place. Crochet 1 chain stitch first. Then, in the same hole, join with a slip stitch. Crochet another chain stitch. Continue in the same hole, and crochet 3 double crochets. The method for the slip stitch join that follows is the same as the previous connection between motif 2 and the first section of the back piece, and also the same as the connection between 2 motifs 2. Finally, make a slip stitch join above the starting chain. Tighten it. Cut the yarn. The second motif 3 is now complete. Later, everyone can refer to the structure diagram, and along the third section, crochet the required number of motifs 3. Note that the subsequent motif 3s will need to connect on 2 sides. The pattern follows the rule of 2 motifs corresponding to 1 motif 3. The joining method can be referenced from the earlier videos. Complete the edging and joining for motif 3. Up to this point, the explanation of the front band is complete. Next, we will proceed with crocheting the border. Let's take a look at the finished product. It is divided into 2 parts. The first part involves crocheting a round along the outer edge of the sweater. The second part is crocheting 1 row of lace trim at the hem. The new stitches used include SC2 in 1, DC6 bobble. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Next, we will start crocheting the first round. Let's take a look at the structure diagram. We need to insert the hook at the corner of motif 3 on the left front band. I will use this side of the sample swatch. to represent the left button band of the garment. This part is motif 3. This section corresponds to the third section. This part matches up with motif 2. Insert the hook at the corner of motif 3. Take the corresponding yarn. Tie a knot. Insert the hook at the corner of motif 3 on the left front band of the garment. Pull the loop tight. Pull the yarn through. Crochet 1 chain as beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet into the same stitch. Then, in this position of the 3 double crochets, crochet 3 single crochets. Next, work 1 single crochet into the whole of this 1 chain. Continue by crocheting 3 single crochets into the stitches of the 3 double crochets. Work 1 single crochet in the next chain space. The next step is the third section. Crochet 1 single crochet on the braid stitch. Crochet 3 single crochets into the next double crochet stitch below. Then, work 1 single crochet into this chain stitch. These are the single crochets for the third section. You can refer to the chart for the placement of the single crochets. Match up and crochet accordingly. Since every iron's tension may vary, you can also adjust the distribution of the single crochets as needed. The final goal is to keep the fabric piece flat. Next, we move on to the position of motif 2. The single crochet distribution for motif 2 is as follows. Each stitch corresponds to 1 single crochet. Let's continue crocheting downward. Now we've reached the connection point between 2 motifs. Crochet 1 single crochet into this chain space. Then, work 1 single crochet into the joining slip stitch position. Next, crochet 1 single crochet into the following chain space. From here on, follow the pattern where each stitch matches with 1 single crochet. Continue crocheting downward. Work all the way around like this. Finally, go back to motif 3. When you reach the corner connection of motif 3, in each of these 2 chain spaces, crochet 1 chain stitch. Then, for the next stitch, crochet 1 single crochet. Finally, in the starting chain space, crochet 2 single crochets. Then, in the first single crochet, make 1 slip stitch. Pull tight. The first round is now completed. Let's move on to crochet the second round. Chain 1 to start. In the same position, crochet 1 single crochet. Work even without increasing or decreasing afterward. Follow the single crochet stitches. Crochet until you reach the corner. The sample swatch skips the corners here. There are 2 corners in total. For each corner, in the middle single crochet, make 1 SC2 in 1. I will demonstrate the SC2 in 1 at the second corner. There are 3 single crochets at the corner. Make a SC2 in 1 in the middle single crochet. That means crocheting 2 single crochets in the same stitch. One SC2 in 1 is now complete. Then, make 1 slip stitch in the starting single crochet. Pull tight. The second round is complete. Everyone, refer to the chart. Follow the same method. Complete the third round. Note that you need to increase twice with single crochets at each corner of the third round. No need to fasten off the yarn. Continue crocheting the border afterward. Up to this point, the explanation for the first section is done. Now let's move on to make the second section. Crochet 7 chain stitches first. The first stitch is the turning chain. Then crochet 4 more chain stitches. The next 3 stitches are turning chains. Then, on the 4th chain from the end, work a bobble stitch with 5 double crochets. Add 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. This is actually a special DC6 bobble. Pick up the top loop of the 4th chain from the end, and the back loop of the next stitch. Work 5 incomplete double crochets. At this point, there should be 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through all the loops on the hook. This will lift the fabric up. A special DC6 bobble is now completed. Then, turn the bobble stitch. Make 1 slip stitch in the chain space of this stitch. This creates a small puff. Next, chain 6. Skip the next 6 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the position of the 7th single crochet, work 1 single crochet. Up to this point, I call this one pattern repeat. Let me demonstrate this pattern repeat again. Chain 6. Then work 4 chain stitches. In the 4th chain from the hook, work 5 incomplete double crochets. There will be 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over. Draw through all loops. This completes the puff stitch. In this chain space, work 1 slip stitch. Then chain 6 again. Skip 6 single crochets. Work 1 single crochet into the 7th single crochet stitch. Continue in this manner. Work all the way down to the end of the row. When you reach the last group of stitches, adjust the number of stitches between groups based on the remaining stitches. You can modify the intervals as needed. The last single crochet should be worked into the corner at the end of the hem. Up to this point, the second part is concluded. This completes the explanation of this cardigan. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.